Welcome back to another episode of To Read or Not to Read with The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith as the author. Sasha, get a little irritated with your characters. They're really grating on my nerves. I said, I'm I'm more disappointed than I am anything. I'm like, come on, guys, get it together. I can't. Life isn't this hard. It's really not. Mm,
We're on chapters 16 through 20.
they were long chapters.
Well, except for the one, but that one almost shouldn't have been a chapter. Should have just been included with another chapter.
Well, she didn't split that up as a chapter. It's like a page and a half of Ivy, and then it goes to.
I thought it was its own chapter.
No, she doesn't split them up. It's a different POV, but it's not a different chapter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it threw
Silly.
me off. I thought, oh, I'm almost done. I was like, nope, that wasn't the end of that. Yeah.
Was not the end.
Okay, so we left Ivy off drowning in the Thames.
She gets heroically saved by Bram.
Oh, good job, Bram. Huzzah! Whee!
Huzzah. Gets to vomit up brown water in front of him. This river must be absolutely disgusting, which is about what I've heard for that particular river even nowadays.
What,
so.
especially during that time, like that would have been where all their sewage went. Gross.
Yeah, not the biggest thing that you really want to be swimming in, but Bram was nice enough to jump in and save her
Yeah.
and not make it seem like a big deal. So,
Yeah, pretty much. So he jumps in, saves her, and she goes bleh all over him.
let's see, Greer jumps in like, "Oh, my bestie! Oh no!"
Yeah, so Bram rescues Ivy, and then Bram says, "You don't need to be out here for the rest of the day. You're soaking wet. Let's get you back to the castle." And so he takes her in in a carriage back to the thing, and Greer just inserts herself and says, "Oh, I'm Ivy's best friend in the whole world. I'll help you take care of her, Bram. Look what a great person I am. I'm fabulous."
Fabulous.
Yeah. So they carriage away back to the cottage, and they kind of chit chat in the.
Fun little scenes of what used to be.
Yeah.
Like, and Greer's still terrible. Greer's still terrible. Like, your
Yeah.
horse is not as cool as my horse in our little fantasy world while we're trying to skip cotillion classes. Like, what is happening with that? Why do we have to
Yeah.
be so controlling over whose horse looks like what, Greer?
Yeah. We do learn a little bit about Greer's home life, and they're trying to kind of make you feel sorry for Greer. Greer's mom's a bully, but if you
A
grew
little
up with
beyond
that,
bully. We're
abusive. Yeah.
straight up
Straight up
abusive.
abusive.
Let's call it what it is, people.
Spade a spade.
Straight up, like if my governess found us, we get scolded. If her mother found us, we get slapped, which is aggressive.
Yeah. Which, okay, fine, bad home life, but I don't know. Don't turn into your mother. This is it's.
Or don't make other people feel bad around you because people
Yeah.
make you feel bad. I don't feel like that's something I've struggled with. That's a
No.
new one for me. Not really my thing.
No. Yeah.
Not a big fan of Greer.
Mm-mm. Not at all. Not a fan of Greer.
It'd be better if
And
she's
and we find out more about Greer than just her mom. Greer apparently has a little
fleeing with somebody.
fling,
Little stable boy.
hankering, whatever. Oh, what's the word? There's a word.
Blank.
I don't know what it is. Thorn in her
Crush.
side. I don't know. She likes the stable boy, but Greer didn't volunteer to be part of this whole thing. Her mom
Yeah.
literally dragged her to the front of the court and said, "Hey, you're signing up because my daughter's only going to be the best and get the best." And which, whatever. I still don't like Greer. I have very little sympathy for her.
Don't like a bully.
Don't like a bully. Nope. Don't like it. So they go back. They're back at the cottage. Ivy's.
We're chit chatting about that.
Mm-hmm.
We deny still seeing the stable boy.
Yeah, Greer says, "Oh, I'm not seeing him anymore," which.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, doke.
Sure.
We believe you, Greer.
I have a question. Is Ivy's handmaiden lady, whatever her name is, was that the one that she had at the house, or is that from the palace?
Lottie is from the palace.
Okay. So Lottie doesn't know her.
No.
There's an awkward sentence that Lottie says where she's like, "Are you okay, miss?" And they see Bram going off away in the carriage, and Lottie goes, "That's the cutest boy I ever did see."
I think she's mostly helped Emmett, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense though,
They would
because you
know.
still
Yeah,
she
it
might
was
be
just an
newer.
awkward phrase.
Maybe she's newer.
I don't know.
Who knows?
She can't be too new because she took
Do you know
Ivy
how much
to
magic
Emmett.
is going around this house? You know how easily she could have got her brain wiped?
No, that's true.
I don't know. I'm not going to think too deep on that one. I chose not to.
I don't think this whole book is that deep, so I'm just gonna stop analyzing it and just be like, "Oh, it is what it is."
It is what it is. Or
It is
maybe
what it
she's
is.
just never really seen him like that up close.
That's true, I guess.
Because if she's sort of seen Emmett,
But I mean, she would know he's the prince. It's not. It wasn't that she hadn't seen how attractive it was. She called him that boy. He's the he's the prince, you idiot. Yeah, duh. It was just weird. It was weird in my brain. It really has nothing to do with the plot.
none of it.
Not
a
I thought it
thing.
was weird.
We're very off topic on that one. But
Sorry.
yeah,
We're
we get
her
her
back in.
ushered back in. I think from there, she gets cleaned up, goes to bed, and then we sneak out to go see Mr. Emmett again.
Yep. Again, we're gallivanting through the palace, through the tunnels to go meet up with a boy who's not our potentially betrothed. And no, it's his brother, in fact, because we have no propriety at all and we make bad life decisions.
And then we get there.
And then we figure out Emmett ain't worth nothing.
Ain't worth nothing. Doesn't even know how to start a fire. Like, you know how to start a fire. How old do you know? What?
Even if you had servants to do everything for you, he was a little boy at some point. You tell me you didn't play with sticks as a kid and figure stuff out.
I had a great fascination with fire.
Well, and he didn't start out in the castle. You're telling me, well, I mean, his dad hasn't talked to him since he was like 8, but still, you didn't. Ugh. How useless can you be?
But he sure does know how to flirt, though.
Yeah, he does.
Talk a little bit about him and Faith. I don't feel like that's that much deeper than what we had already kind of talked about.
No.
Go say Faith, I just needed, I was just going to pawn her off, whatever. I wasn't in love with her. She needed a man. Came to a compromise that she can have my brother.
Yeah.
She's not really into that compromise, but whatever, I guess.
No, she still wants Emmett. Yeah.
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 Very obviously so. Not even hiding it. Not at all. Not
at
from
all.
anyone.
No.
Very blatantly obvious, which is kind of rude. Like,
I mean, Emmett just straight up used her and slept with her, and it's like, I don't really love her. Because we find out, because the way we got on this topic is Ivy asks him, well, why didn't you marry Faith? And he goes, I don't like her like that. Wow. Stand-up guy you are.
Especially in this world, like,
Yep.
So we'll discuss that a little bit later because we're not quite to that part yet. But anyways, we move from that into teaching her how to flirt. And we're all getting
really
all
badly.
handsy, just like lots of touching and eye looking, and
Yeah, it was weird. It was awkward.
her trying to be sarcastic to hold off on realizing that she's really into him flirting with her versus her flirting with Bram, which is still irritating me so much.
Here's the thing. We get the vibe that they both like each other. So if Emmett is really, focused on, you just tell her to be herself, because you're clearly flirting with her and falling for her. So she's fall forable, if that's a term. So just tell her to be herself, and then Bram will like her.
But no, we got to teach her how to be all touchy and I want to spend more time with you.
But he should know his brother. If he likes little fake debutantes who bat their eyes and swoon, then why'd you pick her?
Because she won the crown. That's the only reason at this point.
No. We find out that he was going to go try and scout her out.
But we don't. But the main reason at this point why she's getting singled out is because she can break the. We're going to go call it curse of the land.
That's why he's putting all his eggs in one basket.
Because if not, he would have just kept searching for somebody that he thought could do it.
Which again, this whole plot with the twice crowned queen is stupid. just whoever gets queen do another maypole dance and make sure she wins. Duh. Like that. Uh,
I would like everyone to know that she read this freshly before getting in here and did not get to process any of her emotions,
I read it like an hour ago.
and it's driving her nuts.
I'm so disappointed.
Because I've read it over twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. You
Just
might
to
have
make
to
sure I
carry most of
remembered
this
it.
conversation. I'll provide the hot takes, and you provide the stimulation. What makes my brain go rah,
Rawr.
rah.
So yeah, so we're flirting. He mentions that Bram's really into his horse, really into fruit. Very interesting.
Yeah.
He does know his brother well enough to get Ivy in the right direction.
Can we point out that Bram liking fruit is another indication that that's exactly where Lydia is, because Lydia only eats fruit.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't throw out this many hints and then
I did not catch that. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe she got turned into Fae. Secretly.
Something going on with Lydia.
She might have got turned into a Fae.
I don't know. The lighting on this is going to be terrible because it's partly cloudy outside. The
Terrible.
sky. It's just going back and forth. So whatever happens, happens, I guess.
No,
We
I'm
got cool lights in the background.
we got at least cool lights in the background. Decent ring light will be the lights back.
It'll-
Woohoo!
Okay. This is a podcast anyway. If you're watching the video, that's just for extra.
But anyways,
Okay, so
we're flirting. She heads back.
Yep.
Faye's like, "Oh my God, you're trying to steal my Emmett."
yeah, so Ivy gets back into the room and Faith catches her, and Faith instantly goes, "Don't flirt with my boyfriend, who's not my boyfriend. I'm trying to marry his brother, but don't flirt with him," and threatens to tell on her. And then Ivy's like, "I don't want Emmett," but
like,
she
leave me
does.
alone.
Yeah.
She does, but she'll
She
figure
doesn't
that out
want
eventually.
to, but she does. I don't like angst. I would much prefer my books. I want the angst to come from the situation, not from your stupid brain, okay? Make your decisions and move on with life. The angst is, oh, I can't see you because we're at war and you're over there and I'm over here. That's fine. But the angst of, oh, my heart pitter-pattered because he has a pretty smile. But then this other boy has a pretty, it's so flippant. I don't like people
It
like
is
that.
very flippant at
I
this point.
don't
Yeah.
like wishy-washy people. And Ivy is the epitome of wishy-washy.
I just feel like Bram's going to end up all alone from this. It's going to be
I
sad.
feel like Bram's going to be the one that gets hurt and it's going to make me mad. He didn't choose this. We find out a lot about Bram and his family circle too, but that's later on. We'll talk about that in a minute.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah. So she goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We wake up. Faith's trying to tattle, and Faith
brings in Broomhilda.
and pays the consequences because Miss Little Ivy here has a terrible, terrible fever, and she's like dying in the bed, and she's like, Broomhilda's like, "You better stop lying to me. I'm gonna report you next time you lie."
Yeah, so Faith tells the Viscountess lady who's supposed to be their chaperone that Ivy was out about in the night.
As she was.
And the Viscountess lady comes in and sees Ivy sick, and we just find out that Ivy's sick. And she's like, oh, what? Why would you tattle on her? She's clearly ill.
Not even why would you
I don't
tattle.
know what that-
Straight up, why would you lie? If you lie,
I don't know
will
what
report
Ivy
you.
being ill has to do with what she did last night. Like,
honestly, if anything, it should prove it. Like, what did you go out and do last
she
night?
was out all night.
But granted, our hands.
Yes, they're making it sound like the cuts on her hands got infected from the water.
Absolutely, 100% what happened. Especially if she's
But,
vomiting
okay.
up brown water. Good God, what got into her hands if it's not sewage in there?
Fine. You would not be violently ill less than 24 hours after that. That's not how septics works.
And the nice little flirting. Even if it did catch up to her that fast, there's a progression to this, and it's not going to go like, oh my God, I flirted with this boy last night. To did.
Now I'm dying.
Yeah, like what the heck?
That she clearly did not do any medical research when she wrote that, because that's not how that happens.
Like, no even, like, gradual, like, "Oh, my
Mm-mm.
hands have been bothering me so much. They're so swollen and oozing."
Yeah.
And if anything, why aren't we amputating the arms? I feel like that'd be a very queen thing to do.
I was so irritated when I read that because Mr. Bram can heal a slice on her hand, no problem, a little handshake, but you can't.
That's too complex.
That's such a plot hole. That is such manipulative writing and annoying.
Christina, I feel like, is getting very close to the not to read. It's okay. We'll keep reading.
Certain people can read it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Christina has big opinions, and you gotta know them.
I do.
I'm just here for the vibes. I'm getting irritated at the vibes, because let's see. From there, we get into Emmy's point of view, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, which is very interesting. We get done up like a fancy poodle. We're very upset about it. We got little ringlets that are going there, and Olivia's so nice to help her out, even though everyone talks shit on Olivia. But
Yeah,
she's so sweet.
she is. I like Olivia. So Emmy is getting ready for her dinner date that she won from winning the maze, and she makes fun of her maid for not doing her hair very well. And she goes into the kitchen, and Olivia helps her fix it. And then she goes on her little date.
It's very sweet because Bram
Yeah.
has like specifically gone out of his way to get somebody to chaperone them that
Who
isn't
will
going to
ignore them?
be like stupid about it and like, oh no, you didn't leave space for Jesus. How dare you? The cute little date. I think it's in an orangery if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's in like which is
Just a little,
basically just a greenhouse with orange trees.
yeah, just a cute little date. They're chatting. He's the perfect listener and we're admiring him, whatever. We start thinking about everything of our own and how we wanted to travel the world. We didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be here.
So Emmy comes in with um her Emmy's Asian.
It sounds like, yeah.
Yeah. And so she's talking about how her family came to Europe and wanted to stay there, and all she's dreamed about is traveling back to where they came from because she wants to go see the world. And she wants to be a painter, and she said she doesn't want to get married, and she's never wanted to get married. She wants to be a painter, make her own way, and travel.
Yep.
So
And
count one for not wanting to be here. Don't
count
worry,
one.
the number gets higher.
She's having this nice little day with him. And so we go from, yeah, I didn't really want to be here anyways, but
She
my
doesn't
father
tell him
believes too
that.
much in, well, yeah,
That's
she
her
does.
internal monologue. She
Her
doesn't tell him that.
internal monologue is, I don't really want to be here. I want to
Mhm.
travel, but my dad has really high expectations of me. But this set me up perfectly to do what I want to do for the rest of my life and run away.
Because she knows when she doesn't win, she can't get married, so she can go
Yeah.
do whatever she wants.
So she's trying to play it up because she's doesn't want her dad to be disappointed in her. So she's got to try her best for now, and eventually she'll purposely lose, which is really irritating. Poor Bram.
And Bram's not going to end up with anybody. Because all these girls, okay, that's jumping ahead. Anyhow, so she tells Bram she wants to travel, and Bram shows interest. He's like, I haven't seen much of the human world. And we kind of figure out a little bit more about the England that Queen Moore has made.
Hmm.
They're not like allowed to leave.
Yeah, no, they're captured on the island.
And the rest of the world just keeps going on in normal worldness, but England has stayed separated from the rest of the world.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So that was kind of a little bit of cool world building that we didn't really know before.
Yeah.
And then of course at the end of the date, he's a gentleman, and so she's like, "Oh, butterflies." Fine.
Oh, we had that nice little scene. So she was afraid that they wouldn't be able to hold conversation because she's not into him. Why would she be able to hold conversation? Absolutely valid. So we bring tarot cards. And apparently she's very good at these. Well, she's accurate with the tarot cards. I don't know how the best way to describe that is. But
I mean, if you want to believe in tarot cards, fine. They're complete bogus.
this is the world of magic, so they might be more real
we'll
here.
let it slide. But
But she lets him draw a card.
Mhm.
He gets the devil, I
Yep.
think what it is, which means he's going to be betrayed, which
Is already
think about-
happening. So
it's already happening. But you know how many different ways, how many different meanings every single tarot card can have? It's not that line in the sand. Like if you've done any sort of research into them, like there's like 3 or 4 different ways
Oh.
they can be translated most of the time.
Well, not
Everyone just chooses a way that they want it to apply to them, and it kind of irritates me because she's like, I could have the world if I wanted, which she's like, I always draw the world. I always draw the world. I could have whatever I want if only I try. But she's like, oh yeah, this could be maybe for the first time ever. I have something to stay for. I'm like, girl,
Let's just throw away all our hopes and dreams for a
let's
pretty
throw away all
smile.
of our hopes and dreams. You already had this plan. Honestly, if you don't want to marry the dude, you're not going to want to marry him in 5 weeks anyways. And if you did,
Yeah.
there's not enough of a connection to last for the entirety of your life, not his life, your life,
Oh
which is
yeah,
worse.
you're gonna die. Like he's gonna be around for forever. Which I feel like if anybody would actually have an actual honest conversation with Bram, I feel like he would let her do it anyway. Like if they did get married and she said, "Listen, I joined the competition because I didn't want to do this and I really just want to travel." He's the king or the prince. I don't know if the
Well,
queen's
we
ever
don't know
gonna
if
let him
he's,
be the
yeah,
king.
that's the thing. He's a prince. He can travel if
Yeah.
she lets him.
So if he's not the ruling monarch, he can travel wherever he wants. They could have fun and be friends. They'd be fine. Whatever. But no,
All ridiculousness.
stupid propriety in the English system and means we can never talk about what we actually mean and never say what we actually mean because that would be too easy. We might be a
Too
little too
easy.
American for this book.
Maybe. We'll see. So it takes her back home. Whoop-de-doo. I think we go to nursing back Ivy to health.
Yeah,
She's
they'd kind of take turns sitting next to her, which again, the queen can heal her. Bram
she's
should
under
be
the
able to
queen's
heal her.
protection. She should have at least semi-healed her.
We don't mention a single doctor that's been to see her. It's literally the girls and Broomhilda that are sitting there trying to nurse her back to. I'm sorry, we don't have any doctors.
Granted, she was in a feverish state, so how
But still,
I won't get to that quite yet. But we have in our feverish state with like, oh, warm brown eyes or hands, hair. I don't remember which one it is, and warm, soft hands checking on my fever. And she's
she says callous hands. And Mr. I can't start a fire doesn't have callous hands. What has he been doing to get calluses on his hands? No, you're worthless.
to be fair, they do stuff like riding, like horse
Okay,
riding would have
then
something
they
like
were
that.
rowing. That would make
Rowing, they do
fine.
physical activities.
Still can't start a fire.
I think we skipped the part. We didn't talk about how him and Bram became close. Because I think that was during when the flirty flirt happened, wasn't it?
Bram explains that on their date.
While she's fact checking my fact checked thing, we forgot to discuss that Emmett talked about how him and Bram got close together and how he was a terror because he can't believe that there's another boy in the house and he's not even getting his own father's attention, and now there's a new heir, like he's getting everything ripped away from him, kind of what it feels like. And then one day he gets bullied, goes down fighting, and finally gets dragged away. Just for Bram, who is much, much bigger than him, even though they're the same age, because he's Faye, whatever, fought for him, and ever since then, they've just been attached at the hip. So we did talk about that and why they're close.
Emmett tells her all that. Yep.
I feel like that's going to be important later, that he takes up his fights for him. Because we were fussing that the queen didn't heal her. Warm brown hands, warm brown eyes, brown hair, one of the two. It's obviously Emmett. And this girl's stupid. She can't even remember what colors associate with which boy.
Yeah.
That made me very upset.
Probably because she spends too much time looking at their smile and their eyes.
We're thinking about shrimp with hearts in their brains.
Yeah. So after Emmy's point of view, we go back to Ivy, and Ivy, that's where she kind of goes over the kind of fugue state, having a fever.
Yeah, nothing crazy there.
And then she wakes up 3 days later. So
3
she's
days
been in
later.
bed sick for 3 days.
Everyone's fluttering around, getting ready for a ball that she's missing out on.
Yep.
I think 24-ish hours later, she finally gets to go up, gets out of bed, and then the next day after that, she gets to finally go for a walk in the park. So Olivia is chatting off Ivy's ear, and she's just tolerating it. Sure, whatever. I don't have to talk. This is fine with me, which valid, Ivy. I'll join with you on that one. And guess who rides up on their pretty little ponies?
The boys.
The boys, both
Boys are
boys.
back in town, the boys.
And of course, Bram, being the sweet little thing that he is, hops off and goes like, Ivy, are you okay? Are you sure you should be up and walking and yada, 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 yada? All the girls are focused on him. And
Emmett's trying to give flirting points from his horse. And then she said,
Swoon,
he
lady.
tells her to swoon, and she's like, no. And then Emmett takes it into his own hands and says, oh, you don't look very well. Do you need to go back somewhere? And Bram's like, oh, yeah. Like, do you need help? And then Ivy says, no, I'm fine. Just maybe get me out of the direct sunlight. And so Bram's like, okay. And they start walking away. And then Emmett rides off in a huff.
For a problem he created. He
Dude,
did this.
It's
He's
called
done all of this.
It's called priorities, my guy. Priorities.
None of those exist in this world. Not for these boys. Well, not for that boy at least.
Yeah.
So yeah. So she takes on what Emmett's little marks are. Like, oh yeah, I love my horse. Oh yeah, all of this is so cool. And they're walking along. She's like, you know what? I don't really want to go back home yet. I feel better. Let me use this as an excuse to talk to you longer. Can you show me the stables?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I didn't know this. It's a skill to cut fruit while walking. That's very interesting. I don't doubt it for a second. Because why wouldn't you be able to just.
I don't know why that needs to be a learned skill, though.
Apparently, it's a good flirt. Maybe you'll meet a Fey prince who likes fruit. You can now learn how to cut it on the go.
Your apple slicing skills are just, ooh, give me the shivers.
Giving her the shivers.
So sexy.
So
the way you cut that apple.
But yeah, and then she's like laughing because like,
what? If that's the stuff they learn in their stupid little learn how to be a debutante, no wonder she thinks shrimp is an appropriate flirting conversation.
I mean, if it's anything like Bridgerton, I definitely didn't get taught anything useful.
Nothing at all. I just
blindsided once. We're not going to go into that. I'm sorry. Wrong podcast.
I don't understand.
So she's slicing apples. He's talking about how wonderful his home is. And she's ecstatic because, of course, she's wanting to know about fairies her entire life.
Not even ecstatic. She gets this grand idea of, wow, remember how the first 10 chapters of this book I talked about the reason people don't like me is because I'm obsessed with the Fey world? Maybe I can use that to my advantage. Wow! Look at my brain working.
That's what we want to know. Why?
Look at my brain.
But yeah, so we're fascinated. We're talking about how, I don't know, I remember the descriptions of these fruits and stuff, but
he says there's big pomegranates and berries that taste like smoke, which sounds disgusting to me.
Yeah, no, not my favorite thing on that. But apparently otherworldly foods, drinks are better here. We get to the stable, sit down nicely. He's talking about all of his small magic. And she goes like, oh, thank you for visiting me while I was sick.
Yeah, Ivy thinks she remembers her kind of fugish fever dreams and thinks that he was the one that came and checked on her. And Bram says,
colors don't match. The colors don't match. These two boys are two different color schemes. It's making me mad.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
And
colors are not hard.
Instead of Bram saying,
oh, haha, yeah.
Oh, instead of Bram questioning what dude was taking care of you, he's like, okay.
Yeah, he really goes along with the flow. He doesn't question anything anyone says at all.
They're a match.
But to be fair, if he's Faye, if anyone's watched Frieren, you know what I'm getting at here. They take so much longer to age. Faye, like since they live forever, in reality, this could be a 5-year-old. This could be considered a 5-year-old.
Well,
because 15 is nothing compared to the Queen.
That's true. I mean, the Queen's 400 years on Earth. We don't know how actually old she is. They're like truly immortal.
Mm-hmm.
They don't die.
They don't die.
So,
which we get into on that, because we start talking about their homeland.
Not yet.
Which is very. I mean, we're essentially there. Because we're talking about the little magics, and she does that. He's like, yeah, I don't think I really could have cured you. That was more of an advanced magic trick. Yada. Whatever.
That my mom could do. But heaven forbid that be extenuated. But no, so after they go on their little walk at the kind of garden party thing. Okay, yeah, so we learn a lot about Bram's family.
Bram's family in that world in general, yeah.
Yeah, so the reason Bram's mom had to come over here was because she likes to use humans as little torture voodoo doll devices, and his dad does not. And so his dad kicked her out of the Fey
None of
realm.
this really truly makes sense, because if we care about the humans, why are we kicking the Fae who don't
Or that are using them as little
playthings?
playthings. Yeah, why are we
So
kicking her
obviously you
into the
don't
human
care
world?
that much.
Yeah.
If you really cared, you would keep her under your thumb, under control.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we talk about that, and oh, poor me, I never really got to learn anything. And then my dad kicked me out too.
Yeah, so Bram's dad kicks him out once he gets older because the Fae never die. They're immortal, so the only way to upset a ruling monarch is to kill him. So for some reason his dad kicks him out too because he thinks he might have sympathies with his mom. But again, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Who's been okay, so they point out in the beginning of the book that the queen has been on Earth for 400 years, but it's only been 4 years
Mm-hmm.
for Bram. Now, Bram came over to Earth when he was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So that means when she left, he was 10.
Mm-hmm.
So during those 4 years, who was raising Bram?
Probably nurses, like not wet nurses, is way too old for that, but maids and
Unless something's about to get real weird real fast, I hope not.
but no, because they're going to be maids and servants and governesses,
But I mean,
kind of
10 to
thing.
14 is an extremely important and developmental time as a kid. So his dad would have had no reason to think that he would sympathize with his mom. He clearly doesn't sympathize with his mom because he doesn't like torturing humans. But then when he turned 14, apparently 14's grown up in Fey world enough for his dad to be concerned about him taking over the crown and kicks him through a Fey door and again locks the door.
But apparently, the reason why he could get through it is because they are locked to the Fae King's biological DNA. So
Well, they say
that,
the bloodline.
well,
Yeah.
bloodline,
Which
same thing, yeah.
so the doors aren't shut. They can just only be opened by that bloodline. So Bram can open the door.
He said they permanently locked it behind him, but who knows if that's true or not, because Bram probably just hasn't tried, because we don't seem to take a whole lot of initiative in this life.
There's not a lot of ambition here.
He just kind of does what he's told and makes excuses for other people. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So the queen can't open the door because she's not in the bloodline, but Bram can.
He probably can.
Bram should be able to if they're going to follow that little train.
But he goes on to talk about how he didn't learn any advanced magics because he got kicked out because of this. So he didn't really truly learn magic. And his mother obviously doesn't want to teach him because she doesn't want him to usurp her, which, with her obvious goals in mind, makes sense.
So the queen didn't send for her son. He just showed up because his dad kicked him out again. So like nobody wants Bram around. Which why would you have the kid in the first place? Do condoms
Questions.
not exist in Fey world?
But yeah, poor Bram. Poor Bram.
Oh, and Bram gives her a little
Oh yeah,
little
sweet
ring.
little trinket. Yeah, very cute little pearl inlaid ring. Because that
He
is
says
so.
it in a scandalous way.
He also eats that last little slice of apple. Like he's like over here, like, you want this piece? And he's like,
And he like bites it off of her knife seductively.
Seductive.
I wish he cut his tongue. Stupid.
No, that would be her. That would cut her tongue. 100%.
Probably. And she's like,
She's flabbergasted because no one's ever done this with her, apparently. No flirting for her. And now Bram's flirting with her, and she's like, I don't know what to do with this. What the heck, dude?
Yeah, clearly we don't know how to flirt. Shrimp.
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 Shrimp. Radioactive shrimp from Walmart. Radioactive. What? Have you not heard that song?
No.
Did you hear about how Walmart had the radioactive shrimp for a while that they were selling?
No.
Yeah. One of Jared's buddies got it. Yeah, they were selling radioactive shrimp. They made a song about it.
Walmart did? Or the internet did?
The internet made the song.
Oh, okay. Do you remember the little lobster things at Walmart? And you could like watch the lobsters
I
go
missed
around in a
that.
little tub?
Missed that.
Oh, the early 2000s.
The early 2000s. I used to like doing that Red Lobster too whenever I was a kid.
Yeah. My
That was
mom used to let us stay by the lobsters while she shopped for the produce because it was in that same little section. And so if we stayed by the lobsters, we could do it. But if we moved, we couldn't. We would
That's
get in
funny.
trouble and we couldn't do it anymore. Anywho.
We're not focused today.
So after Bram sucks the apple off her knife, she remembers a note that her maid gave her, and it's from Emmett saying, "I believe in you," with his initials on it.
And a little shrimp with a heart in his head.
And he drew her a little shrimp.
Emmett,
There's no.
stop it! Pick one. Save the country or
Flirt with a girl you don't even like.
I mean, he does this. It's frustrating me.
Oh, we're about to get more frustrated.
What are we saving at this point? What are we saving at this point? Because you know what I think this is going? Like, oh, I love you. You know what? If you married me, you could technically be a princess too, because I'm a freaking prince. I'm gonna be
Emmett is
mad.
legitimized, so if she married him, she would be a princess and would get a crown, and that would make her twice crowned.
I'm gonna be mad.
So, after their little garden party dance thing, we go to the POV of Marion, girl number 2 who doesn't want to be here but's probably having fun in a house full of girls.
This girl's got it down bad for Faith. Oh my lord, she's enamored. Enamored's the right word. Enamored. That's a exact quote from the book, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. So yeah, Faith is fussing like, oh, I can't deal with Ivy anymore. She's just trying to take my man, and then Marion goes into this whole thing about how her and
Again, I don't care who's falling in love with who. Again, with the only reason for attraction is because you think they're hot. Why do we keep doing this? Does nobody fall in love with people's brains in any of these books?
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. So yes, she went, ooh, pretty, but they did have a real conversation, and she got her to open up a little bit. Be like, yeah, the only reason I'm here is because, like, I thought I loved Emmett, and then I didn't, and then I was going to try to marry his brother, but his dad's just going to pawn me off to the first person to make me not his problem anymore. So Lord knows who she would have gotten if she went into the marriage market.
Yeah, so we do learn a little bit about Faith through Marion's POV, is that Faith's dad's tired of taking care of her. He's like, you need to get married, get out. And so.
And obviously there's bonding here because, like, one, Faith didn't talk to anyone, but suddenly she opens up to Marion
Mm-hmm.
and wants to move. And she's like, well, I can't stand Ivy anymore. Can I just kick out Olivia from your room and come move in with you? And she's like, anything for you, Faith.
I don't think Faith is that naive. I think she knows exactly what she's doing, and I have a feeling she's going to try and get Marion kicked out.
Yeah, probably. There's a high possibility of that, but they are pretty close. They've been sitting and like cuddling kind of thing. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, So that's honestly, I think, like a full chapter of Marion just talking about how she's tired of being perfect little pretty girl, and we talk about her dad, who also came from another country, made a bargain for, instead of having dreams, he got a bunch of fabric and a sewing machine, became a super popular tailor in the kingdom, and continued to win the queen's favor, became a duke. So we're new money, trying to keep our power. So the only thing that they've ever talked about for poor Marion is we gotta marry her off to a man.
So we can keep our status.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Understandable in the day and time, but of course she's sad because this girl does not like boys.
Girl number 2 who doesn't want to marry Bram at all.
At all. So Yeah, she talked about how she kissed a girl, and then ever since then, gonna say that girl never acknowledged her, but she just knows, and she feels like she's slowly crawling towards her grave, and marriage is a grave for her versus a happy thing, which if you have to marry a gender you don't like, I guess valid. If I had to marry a woman, I probably wouldn't be super happy either.
We'd have a great time together, okay?
You and I, yes. Some random older woman with money who expects me to just be a perfect little pretty princess.
You can make anything work.
No. No, I have a little bit more sympathy for Marion for being forced into something that she just does. This isn't her. She doesn't want to do this. She just wants to have a simple little life and go away.
Which again, another girl who thinks, oh, I've made the bargain. I can't get married if I don't marry him. So therefore, my parents can't force me to get married.
Yeah.
So whoop-de-doo.
Between her and then Faith, who's really just after Emmett, she really doesn't want to marry him.
3 down, 3 to go.
Oh, we're left with Miss Ivy, who doesn't know how to flirt, but somewhat kind of likes him, but likes his brother more. Obviously.
Well, Ivy doesn't even necessarily want to marry Bram either. She just wants to not be poor.
Yeah.
And Bram is the way.
She just wants to save her
get
family,
that.
and I think she's getting kind of distracted from that. She's kind of losing the plot on that.
Yeah.
And then we have Miss Olivia, who's just sweet, innocent child.
We're missing
I feel like she's. So Emmy wants to run away. Marion wants to run away. Faith
wants Emmett.
wants Emmett.
Ivy wants Emmett.
Ivy wants Emmett. Who am I forgetting? Marion and Faith are in that room. Oh, who's in the room with Emmy?
Olivia?
Greer.
Oh, Greer. We forgot Greer.
Forgot about Greer.
And Greer wants a stable boy.
Greer wants a freaking stable boy.
So that's 4 down, 2 to go.
I don't even think Olivia wants this. I think she's just kind of there because she didn't want to go through. I almost feel like she just didn't want to go through the courting season.
Yeah.
Because she just feels so out of touch.
If Bram wants to be loved and be happy, Olivia's his best choice at this point.
Yeah. She's so sweet. She keeps sending him little baked goods.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a boring marriage, but it wouldn't be a unhappy marriage.
No. They're both pleasantly sweet. Makeup.
Yeah.
So we get back to this. Where were we? So Marion's down for the count. She's just trying to find a believable way to lose.
Yep.
They're moving in the same room together, which is, I'm sure, going to cause lots of problems later. I'm very much accounting for that. And we can kind of move on from there. There's not a whole lot extra that's important there.
No. Then we go back to Ivy's POV, and the girls switch rooms, and Ivy's like, nobody asked me, and Faith goes, nope, sure didn't. Bye.
Which I don't think she really has a problem with. Like, it's fine.
No. And then we go into another trial.
I think it's a ball first and then the trial.
No, it's the trial and then the ball, because then she yells him at the end of the ball.
You're right. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, another trial. Miss Brunhilde is taking her here. Essentially, this is another, what we think is just going to be a straight out endurance test, which when do these girls ever learn? You should have learned after the first one. You already knew this queen was evil. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But long story short, we have a little circuit. We're going to embroider. We're going to play the piano, do a seating chart, do balancing some plates on our head. Oh, whist, whatever that is. Still haven't. I don't think I've seen a description of that. I need to look up what that actually is.
Whist.
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 A classic English trick-taking card game for 4 players played in 2 partnerships. Yeah, so that's just a matter of brains and being able to notice patterns and stuff. So we have that. I don't remember what the other one.
There were 6 of them. There's the embroidery, piano playing, the dancing, the arranging the people into the correct seating arrangement for a ball, whist, and
I don't think we ever got to the 6th one.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Because it wasn't even dancing. It was just like walking around with
the plates on their head. Yeah.
I don't think we got to the last one.
I don't think we did.
So essentially, if you mess up, owie, something happens.
Yep.
And they just were supposed to keep going forever and ever until it does. But Marion says,
oh, yes, we do. They have to listen to somebody who's really boring without dropping their gaze and pretending to be interesting. Which is so stupid.
So stupid.
But if they do it wrong, like if they miss a stitch or if they play the wrong note or if they drop a plate, they get like electrocuted.
Punished. Yeah,
Yeah.
they get hurt one way or another.
Doing a little shock therapy here. It's great.
But Marianne thinks she's got this figured out. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Marianne. Go say, but it's like, I don't want to be here. I quit.
Yeah. So Marion, I think she keeps dropping plates and is like, screw this. I'm done. And then
Walks
she
out.
leaves. And the other girls all kind of look at each other like, we're allowed to do that?
Which I don't know why they thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, it wasn't the best idea. What does she say? It says, if we all refuse to do this, a loser and a winner cannot be chosen. So they're all like, oh, we can just leave? Okay, cool. Because the queen said, whoever wins gets higher up in the ranks, and whoever loses just is lower in the ranks.
Yeah. Which obviously is not how this works, and we'll get back to that here in a second.
So
But that leads us to get ready for the next ball.
yeah, so they all decide to walk out. They all leave. They're like, screw this. And then surprisingly, nothing happens.
So we're getting ready for the ball.
Yep.
Because we got another one tonight.
It's a masquerade ball.
Masquerade ball, which are always fun and scandalous.
But it's not really a masquerade. It's just they just wear costumes. Nobody's wearing an actual mask.
Yeah, it's more of a Halloween party than an actual masquerade. So let's see. We got Faith is Juliet. Somebody's a butterfly. I can't remember everything off the top of my head. Most of them don't matter for the most part.
Yeah, I don't think the
Everyone's dressed
costumes
up
matter.
pretty.
Yeah.
Ivy's exceptionally pretty. To me, in my brain, it kind of looks like Starry Night. Like she's just a queen of the night.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty. Gemstones glued onto her face. Lottie did her good.
Yeah,
Lottie did her very good. We get there. We dance. Bram's like, yeah, you improved. Good job.
Yeah, Bram makes a note that Ivy's better at dancing, and Ivy, of course, is having flashbacks to dancing around Emmett's room. She goes, I practiced.
We sure did.
We sure did.
Hence that devil guard.
Talked about killing her mom, but let's just not mention that part. It'll be fine. You don't need to know that.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned, oh, you're wearing the ring. I feel so close to you. This is great. From there, and we get a surprise. We get a surprise. Miss Lydia's there.
Yes, Ivy's family is there. And she goes and kind of talks to him. Not really. It's just they're there. That's really all we need to know.
It's just more shocking that Lydia's there at all at this point, since she had no interest in anything, and suddenly, oh look, I'm in society, and now my sister's at a ball. Maybe everything's going to get better. Woohoo!
Yep.
From there, I think we dance, run outside, looking for Lydia, maybe. Not really sure what's going on there.
Every time you say we dance, I hear, we dance, we kiss, we smooth, everybody goes home. And then somebody's going to get hurt, aren't they? Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. If I'm skipping through stuff, it's probably because there's more interesting things other than we danced.
Yeah,
the dancing is the most boring part. Which, yeah, that's sad. That dancing's probably the most boring part. But yeah, we go outside. Emmett's there.
Ivy goes outside looking for Lydia. And she doesn't find her. And then, of course, Emmett finds her alone at night, again, wandering around by herself, as we know we shouldn't do, but heaven forbid we actually not do something. And so Emmett takes Ivy
to the poison garden with Bram.
Yeah.
And Bram's like, I'm so glad yours is a surprise, because why am I in a poison garden alone, brother? Why?
Why do we have a poison garden?
Lots of enemies.
Yeah. I don't think it's called the poison garden. It's just the things that are planted in there are poisonous plants.
Still very interesting.
But yeah. So they start talking. They don't do a whole lot of talking. Apparently they're
not really, not that far.
Apparently her talking to him during the little garden party thing was enough for him to have enough feelings.
We skipped. He sent her a book. He was very, very excited that he can talk to somebody about the Fey world, because nobody asks him about
because
she's going during her flirting training, and it's like, just be yourself, be honest. Everybody likes when you're honest. So she's like, to be honest, I've been obsessed with fairies forever.
Yep.
He's like, oh, I love that. That's great. Nobody ever wants to talk about this with me.
Yeah.
So, and he mentions the illegal book that they had. Luckily, he doesn't throw her in jail for it. Whatever. He wasn't going to, but dummy Ivy, what are you doing, hun?
She's like, oh crap, we got rid of it, I swear.
And then sweet Bram that he is, and this is actually from Bram as far as we know, sends her the same book that she loved growing up, which very promising. So we kind of talk about that. I forget what else we talked about while we're in the garden. I don't think much of it's a whole lot of consequence.
Oh, well, her and Bram didn't talk about this, but she talks to Emmett before they get over there, and she makes fun of Emmett's costume, and then Emmett compliments her and says she looks really pretty. And she's like, thanks. She keeps going wishy-washy back and forth. Like she doesn't want him to like her, but she wants him to compliment her, but she doesn't want him to like her. But again, that is so annoying. I hate it when
Ridiculous.
girls do that. It's obnoxious. And then Bram didn't know that Emmett was bringing Ivy, so he's kind of like, oh, I'm relieved it's you and not somebody nuts, I guess. Yeah. So they're in the little kind of secluded garden, and they start talking.
And she's still kind of thinking about Emmett because she thinks back to the feverish dream, like, "Ah, I just need to sweat him out. And that annoys me.
Yeah. So this is when she realizes she's looking at Bram and realizes, oh, Bram doesn't have brown hair, and she goes, oh, it was Emmett.
Dumb.
Which again, it wouldn't make any sense that he would be allowed to go check on her. So unless he was doing it in the
But,
middle of the night.
oh, well, Emmy saw him sneaking out. Remember? On the way back from the date, she saw Emmett sneaking out after checking on Ivy.
Yeah, but I don't know how he keeps breaking in there. Broomhilda sucks at her job.
Brunhilde sucks
She's
at her
really
job.
bad at it. She's not a good
'Cause
chaperone
as
at
far as
all.
we know, Ivy snuck out twice. Olivia wakes up at the crack of dawn to go cook
And
things.
goes sneaks into the kitchen, and a dude is climbing in through their window.
In through the window.
Which again, that doesn't make sense either because at that point, Faith and her were still roommates.
Mhm.
So you would think that Faith would have made a huge deal about Emmett sneaking into a room at night, but we don't mention that at all.
Ridiculous, all of it.
It's yeah.
Anyways, we're sitting there thinking about that. And then what do you talk about?
Ivy goes, "What do you want to talk about?" He goes, "I don't want to talk." And then they start kissing. And she goes,
She's not into it, man.
she's not into it at all. And she starts thinking about Emmett.
And she's like, I'm so focused on just knowing if I'm doing this right. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel any sparks or
No spark,
butterflies.
no
Nothing.
butterflies. She's like, "Am I doing this right? I'm supposed to like you."
Like I'm pretty sure we would have more sparks if we kissed in these two. Like, oh my god.
We're not going to find out.
We're not
But
gonna find out, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Like, good God. Just nothing. Like all we're doing is focusing on
which again, that doesn't make any sense because she does get butterflies at him.
yeah.
When he jumped in and saved her, she was admiring his abs and his body, and she likes his smile. She thinks about him. She thinks he's nice. She thinks he listens.
I don't think he's bad boy enough for her. That's the issue. He doesn't thrill her.
So many people are like that, though, and that's why so many people have bad relationships, is because they're not focused on what's important.
But anyways, we kissed. She's like bashful, like, oh, can't let him know I didn't feel anything. I'm so embarrassed. Maybe we should like go look for my sister or something.
Yeah.
Again,
And they do.
pick a goal. Either take care of your family by marrying the prince and never having to worry again.
Yep.
Or find reasons to not be around him.
Exactly.
Pick one. Pick one.
Yes.
And grossly enough, we find Lydia very quickly.
We find Lydia, and Lydia's like zoned out, kind of zombie-ish and not knowing what's going on. And then she throws up all over Bram.
And runs away.
And instead of being concerned, Ivy throws a little temper tantrum hissy fit. You ruined everything. What, your bad kiss? She ruined your bad kiss? Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
That part
like,
made me
what?
so mad. One, because it was out of character. Two, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. So she brings Lydia back to her mom, and then she complains more about, oh, everybody always catered to Lydia. So do you, girl.
Like, you've been defending this girl forever.
The whole time.
Even though she's betrayed you. Like, the 3 great freaking betrayals.
Either like her or don't like her. Those are your options. Stop choosing when and when not to like her.
I feel like what we're trying to do is, like, waking her up to be a more realistic person, but we're not writing it well.
No, it's bad character development. That's simply what it is.
Because it almost just comes off as, like, I don't want to say jealousy is not the right word. Like, like a mixture of jealousy and anger that the
She's
one
being
time
a
that
little
she's getting
brat.
something that
Yeah.
Lydia takes it away from her. Which Bram writes off every stinking thing that's ever happened bad to him with Ivy. Like, girl, if anything, this is going to. Also, he's like oddly charmed with her. Like before she vomits on him. I feel like ever since they kind of described her in the carriage, like he's had this odd little obsession with a perfect Lydia. Have you noticed that?
I think he's just trying to be nice. I think he genuinely likes Ivy and thinks, "Oh, this is going to be my sister-in-law someday."
Maybe.
So he's just trying to be nice to her, but he also knows she's a little awkward. He knows she had a bad season because that's what they told her. So I think he's trying to be sweet.
Maybe. I just get this weird vibe that they're going to like end up together.
Ew.
Yeah, agreed. But
No.
I kind of got a weird vibe from it. And I didn't like it.
Oh.
But yeah, so we do that. Ivy's like, whatever. I'm going home now.
Yep. Oh, I almost forgot about all that. Yeah, so after Ivy drops Lydia off with her mom, she goes back to the cottage and says, "I'm done with the ball." Again, the chaperone sucks. You don't know where a single one of these people are. Not to mention the number of times that they've mentioned that these girls are little alcoholics.
Oh yeah, because the other girls are just like, they either look like they're drunk or falling asleep on the other side of the room, or just straight up don't want to be there.
Marion is the cause of all the alcoholism. She snatches it and just completely gets everybody wasted on champagne every time.
I mean, living in a house full of girls, the lesbian, why wouldn't we? Play your advantage up, girly.
I mean, consensual.
Marion's lost like all hope in life other than this. Like, he don't care.
You can't consent if you're drunk.
We cannot consent if we're drunk. We remember that. If it's not a yes, it's a no. And if anybody tells you otherwise, you punch them. We're very much for this. But whenever we get home, the queen is there.
Yeah.
Which is a very awkward encounter altogether.
The way it's described, so she's walking to the cottage and she sees the queen, and the queen's kind of walking behind her, and Ivy's just like, ah, ah.
Valid.
And
Valid.
She invites the queen into the cottage, and the queen goes, "This is my cottage. You can't invite me in."
Like, don't even pretend to have manners with me. You don't matter no more.
Because the queen's pissed. The queen's mad. So they're there. Again, she asks if she can tell her what Lydia's bargain was. The queen says no. And then she asks, "Do you know where my sister was when she ran away?" And the queen goes, "Of course I do," but doesn't tell her, doesn't say anything. You want to know why? Because she was in Fairyland, and the queen can't admit that. I'm sticking to my guns on that. If this doesn't turn out that that's what happens, I'm writing it in my head, and that's how I'm going to remember it. Because it's only valuable.
You know what I just thought about, though? Because she was only gone for, what, 8 days?
Yeah.
But if she was only gone 8 days, and 400 years passed in Bram's 4 years, Lydia, like, tripped into the world and fell back out again, if that's what happened. Nothing would have had time to happen.
Unless the time isn't linear. Maybe it's the opposite for humans when they go over there. Maybe she lived a really long time.
I feel like they would have seen that she aged.
Maybe you don't age in Fey World.
I think something else is going on.
I don't know. We're making all of this up. This is all conjecture.
Because, like, that, the time when it makes sense, though. Anyways.
Unless she was just being tortured by the queen.
I think she was, like, I think they try to turn her into Fae now that you mentioned the fruit thing. Which would be extremely traumatizing to have your DNA rewritten.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anywho, all the other girls get there, and we all sit down, terrified. Freaking Maeve and Marion are cuddling in front of the queen. In front of the queen.
Faith is either completely oblivious to Marion liking her, or she is a jerk. Like, there's really only two options there.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that's going to blow up in their face. That's not going to end well at all.
I feel like the queen's going to find out and, like, curse Marion for...
Yeah.
I feel like queen's going to, like, curse anyone who came into this with impure intentions.
Which is literally all of them. Except for Olivia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Ivy could almost be okay because she's like... She didn't be like, I don't want to get married. More of a, I don't think I have a chance, but this is better than not getting married and not having a reason for getting married other than... I feel like those are the only two that wouldn't be, like, slapped at this point.
Everybody else loves somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, Greer doesn't love somebody else. She just
Greer
Not
loves
Greer.
somebody
Sorry,
else.
not Greer. Emmy. She just wants to go
Yeah.
away.
Well, okay. Yeah. Emmy might be safe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the other three, they're screwed. So the queen comes in and she says, "Everybody sit down." And she goes, I don't know where you thought that this was an option, but let me make it plain. If you don't participate in my little torture chambers, I'm going to completely strip your entire family of everything that they own and kill you.
Mhm.
So the girls are like, oh, okay.
Time to get serious now.
Yep.
Which I really don't know why they thought they could get away with that.
That was a stupid thought. Anyway,
And even then, Ivy, girl, you should have used that to your advantage. At that point, it didn't matter how much you suffered. You would have won if you just stayed.
exactly. Exactly. If one of them stayed behind, that one would have won.
Mhm.
I mean, it would have been a little underhanded to everybody else, but
Everyone had their choice to make.
Yep.
Nobody said, "Get off my field. You don't belong here."
And when Marion left, they'd already done 5 out of the 6 rotations.
Mhm.
Just do one more, dude.
Mhm.
Like,
Like if nothing else, just please your future mother-in-law.
and these things were only 10 minutes long.
Mhm.
You had 10 minutes to do it. So
You could
even if you got
literally drag it
electrocuted the
out.
whole time,
Or you could just go as slow as possible to make sure you didn't mess up.
exactly.
That would have worked. No one said you had to do it fast. You just had to do the things well.
In the 10-minute time frame, but yeah.
Mhm. Well, you didn't have to complete anything because you were going to keep going round and round and round and round. It wasn't going to end until people started falling out. It was an endurance test. They weren't going to quit on the first round.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
I
They
thought
were going to
only
keep.
had 6 things set up.
Yeah, and they can keep doing them.
Oh, I don't know. Oh.
Were they going to rank them by who felt the least amount of pain? I guess they could have done that, but no. They said it was an endurance test, and I just had to outlast everyone again. Is how Ivy understood it.
Yeah, so I guess okay, so it says you will per Her Majesty's design, you will find 6 stations. You will complete the work of a station for 10 minutes, then a bell will ring and you will rotate. This will go on until there's only one young lady left,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll be declared the winner. I mean, so they had to drop out.
Somebody had to drop out, but the queen wanted it to be from them being in so much pain to weed out who didn't have as much skills as the others. Is what she wanted.
Well, because I mean, you could drop the plate, like dropping the plates off their head didn't make them lose.
No,
So when was this going to end?
when somebody couldn't take the amount of pain from being electrocuted and stuff from failing.
So technically, they all had to quit until somebody won.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, then they just all quit at the same time, and whoever agreed last wins.
Because they didn't go until they dropped. They just said, "Oh, you're hurting me. I don't like this."
Yeah, the queen doesn't like it when you don't do exactly what you're told.
Yeah. No, it was supposed to be this is my court. You keep running and playing until. And this is really not fair either because she straight up tripped Ivy.
Yeah, I wonder why. Just for kicks and giggles, or is it
Just for kicks and
specifically aimed at
giggles.
Ivy?
Either way, we'll find out soon.
But yeah, so that's where we leave them. The queen says, "You're gonna play by my rules, or you're not gonna play, and you're gonna die.
Your family's going to suffer.
And your family's gonna suffer." And that is the end of chapter 20. So, chapter next week, chapter 21 through 25.
See how this goes.
See how it goes. I guess we're halfway done with the book because her chapters are uneven. Because this is where we're at in the book.
That happens in chapters, though. It just depends on how the story, what part of the story they're talking about.
Because we're on chapter 21, and there's only 35 chapters, so there's 15 left. So, but we're halfway through.
Yeah.
So, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, leave your comments.
We have comments. Let's see what you agree with what we say.
We would love to see people's opinions if they're reading along with us. Your opinions, your theories, your irritations, whatever you got.
Whatever you got.
If we're remembering wrong, or if we're not, or I don't know, just whatever. Just pretend you're part of the book club and you're here. We'll read the comments, I promise. Alrighty. Next week, see you on To Read or Not to Read. Hasta la vista.